No issues have been created in our project, so we can look into refining the rules without any consequences. The process for editing rules where issues have been created can be followed from the Resource Revision Management movie. In our first rule set, we created a general intersection rule detecting clashes between MEP and structural elements. Prior to running the clash check in my first rule set, creating pre-clash checks for the individual consultants' models will identify any unnecessary or duplicate issues when checking the federated model. These can be conveyed to the consultants or in-house teams producing a clean model in which to start interdisciplinary checks. We will introduce the use of wildcards and classifications in refining this rule set. Open the rulesets model created in the previous movies. Let's refine the clash rule in my first rule set. Navigate to the Ruleset Manager. From the Rulesets view, select my first rule set in Rulesets Open in Solibri and click Open in the Workspace view. Right-click on the MEP versus Structural rule and select Copy from the pop-up menu. Right-click on the root folder and use the Paste function to add a copy of the rule. Rename the first instance of this rule to Pre-Clash Checks Structural. From the Parameters view, save the filter from Component 2 so we can automatically apply it to Component 1. Name this filter Structural minus Openings. Use the Open Filter function to load the same filter for Component 1. We are now checking components in the structural model against each other. In the Parameters view, remove the volume tolerance. Replicate this process to add a pre-check rule for the MEP model. Select the pre-clash check structural rule, create a copy and paste the copy onto the main rule set folder. This creates the new copy of the rule at the bottom of the list. Move it above the MEP versus structural rule using the up arrow in the toolbar. Rename this version Pre-Clash Checks MEP. Change the Component 1 values, removing the structural discipline and adding building services. Add another row to the filter to exclude spaces. Save this filter MEP minus spaces and openings. Load the save filter for Component 2. Navigate back to the checking layout and rerun the rules to see the effects of the changes. Results structural. The structural pre-check rule identifies two issues. 1. A wall that is almost a duplicate. And 2. A clash between a column and a slab. To help visualize the intersection of the column and slab, right-click on the issue and then select the selection box option. This will show the issue components in context with the model. To visualize only the issue components, click on the selection basket equals function within the results view. Click on the show all function to return the model to the default state. Results MEP. The MEP precheck shows clashes between the different subsystems. With the default settings, it will ignore any clashes that are in the same subsystem. Select the last issue in the results area, right-click on the horizontal duct, and then choose Make Transparent. Use the section functionality to show the intersection. Click on the Show All function to return the model to the default state. The default option for the general intersection rule ignores intersections when components are in the same system. The definition of the system can be seen under the model tree view on the model layout in the containment hierarchy under Systems. Select the rule in the checking area and then observe the number of issues in the results summary. It detects 10 issues in total, 3 critical and 7 medium. Right-click on the rule and select Rule Parameters from the right-click menu. Turn off the Ignore Intersections when in the same system. It will now create intersections for elements in the same system. If your model supports the use of layers, another option would be to use the layers to ignore issues. Close the rule parameters and recheck the model. By changing this parameter, the issue count increases to 21, 3 critical and 18 medium. Now it highlights overlaps that are occurring in the same system. If you need to check one parent system against another, you can use the system name from the Identification tab, along with a wildcard to omit the additional individual subsystem numbers. You could use another property if available where it contains only the value of the parent system name. In this model, we have a parameter in a property set called Mechanical and System Classification that provides the parent system name. We will create 2 rules, essentially producing the same result but utilizing different methods. One using the system name with a wildcard to omit the system numbers, the other obtaining the data through a user-defined classification accessing the previously identified parameter. Although you could link directly to this parameter, creating a classification provides other benefits. Classification creation. Navigate to the information takeoff layout. Close any resource loading dialog if it appears by choosing Cancel. Click on the new classification icon in the classification view. Name the new classification MEP Systems. The name of the classification is the main link to any rule that references it. Therefore, ensure this value, once used within a rule, is not edited. In the Components filter, change the property to Discipline, Operator to one of, and pick all the different discipline values that could make up M&E models. Click on the Classification Rules tab. Right-click on the Type column and select Remove. Do the same for the Layer column. We will use only one property for obtaining values. If data exists in different locations for other models, then you could utilize additional columns to set the priorities for classifying data. Double left-click on the Name column header and change the radio option to property sets. Change the property set name to mechanical and change the property name to system classification. Click OK. Add a row to the table. Click on the ellipse symbol to see the values contained in our Define field in relation to the filtered elements from the Setting tab. You can see the two values exist, exhaust and supply air. Leave the value with the wildcard. For the classification name, click on the equals function to the far right of the field and select equals to mechanical system classification. This will automatically categorize the elements based on the field value contained in the second column. Go back to the settings page and click twice on the new row function for the default classification names. Two values are automatically created with a default color value. This adopts the original IFC components color. Double-click on the supply air component color, select a color and click OK. Repeat this process for the exhaust air. You can save this classification externally at this stage if you want to reuse this resource in your role. Otherwise, it will only exist in this project. You will, however, be asked on closing the model if you want to save a version externally. Save your classification MEP systems to your default resource directory. Click OK. You can see the model shows the MEP system with the colours you have just defined. Opening the arrow to the left of the classification shows the two systems assigned with our colour selection. Click on either of these systems to isolate the components related to the category. Above this classification, you'll find another classification, MEP Components. This is automatically loaded when we originally opened the file using the BIM coordination role. Select this, then click on the Settings icon in the classification toolbar. The classification rules indicate the criteria used to create the categories. In this example, user-based values are created based on the criteria columns for the classification name. Click the Settings tab and observe the colour settings for the classification names. Click OK. The model displays the components based on a user-based categorization. Unlike our MEP systems classification, these values are user-defined and do not exist in the original model, but can be used to map models from different authors to a standard if required. Reset the view by selecting the Show All function from the main toolbar. We can now return to the Ruleset Manager to create the two rule variations. Copy the MEP pre-class checks and paste it on the top level folder. Move it under the other pre-class checks MEP rule. Rename this Exhaust versus Supply Wildcard Property Method. Then, for Component 1, change the property to System. This can be found under Identification. Select Contains from the operator and then type exhaust asterisk. Using the wildcard ensures that we're including the whole system, not just the individual subsystems. Carry out the same procedure for Component 2, but this time setting the value contains to equal supply asterisk. Copy and paste this new rule at the top level. Move this new rule under the previous rule. Rename this rule Exhaust versus Supply Classification Method. Change the property to access the Classification Radio option. Then pick the MEP system classification we created earlier. Change the operator to one of and select exhaust air from the value list. Repeat for component 2, this time selecting supply air from the list. Save your rule set. Return to the checking layout and recheck your rules. There should be no inter-system clashes in either of the two rules. Save your model and exit Solibri. Note, if you do not save any of your resources or changes have occurred since the last external save, it will prompt you again on closing the project. If you only save the model, which is the default option, then all resources will still exist in the saved project.